Well, hello people, and welcome back to part 10 of Kokomo, our modded Cities 2 build. Hope you're having a wonderful day. With the last episode's major industrial additions, we're now left with soaring residential demand, even after the condos we installed here. And there's a perfect spot for the endless smart grid frames to grow out east of Saratoga, where lots of key arterial roads will converge, as we very much focus on a residential waterfront littered with some tasteful office, and also the introduction of trams and trains into the city for the first time. But welcome back to Kokomo, everyone. Let's grow our population, shall we? So first of all, let's open up some tiles here. I'm going to be playing with probably these 5 today. We won't fill them, of course, but certainly gives us room to develop the road and rail infrastructure around here in particular. So this culvert system is going to come up to the river. It's going to cross the river, and this is out of our build boundary today, but I think we'll have it cross over this highway, probably forming an interchange. But it will give us another national road connection. And then that's probably going to be a key connection into the kind of Florida wetlands area, I guess we'll build out here. Much lower density towns, some swamp huts, some gator boats, etc. Right? A little bit of a more Everglades vibe out here. Far from the towers of Saratoga and the eventual downtown over there, which will look sweet one day, I think. So just to envision where those roads are going. There's also another major smart grid frame forming here as well. Let's bring this in. We'll actually redraw this connection. Then this will come right through the new bit of town and join it with the coupler system, which I think I might put into a roundabout here, kind of a roundabout supernode. That can sit on the coupler system and merge these roads. So that'll form as a nice feature here as we come into the town. Now I also want trams to come down today as well. So these are going to come through Saratoga. Let's grab our tram road upgrades. Now these will eventually run up to the next town as well, but that doesn't exist yet. Then we're going to feed this through the suburb. It's this road that cuts down. And it's going to come over the bridge and down the arterial. Where again it'll have more chance to mingle with services. The other tram bus lines that are running through this area as well. We've got a few stopping now. Which look a little quiet, but there's some bikes around. There we go. Just reversed across 2 lanes of traffic to get a bike out then. And then cross over this major junction, which trams will make this look even more important. And then this can run down to here, where it will eventually evolve into something. Let's also carry the bike lanes down into this bit of the city as well. Sweet, so we'll get those trams flowing once we have somewhere for them to turn around and mingle, probably around a unique building. We can develop a bit of a plaza there. And I think this town certainly deserves a train station, why there's a main line passing through this. So let's have a look at our choice of trains. I'm thinking probably the French one. It's a nice little suburban station, this. And also dual platform as well. So I'm going to bring the station in, set it to the same height as the train nodes. And then I want to line up that central line to sit on this platform. Let's move it along a little bit as well. And I'm probably going to have to take out some of the office zone in here to do what I want to do. And then this other line back to the main line this way. Which means that this line is then redundant. And we can form this into a wider network here. So that's going to open up the train lines a lot more there. Around our rail yard, which is actually sloping now because we need to actually upgrade that to have the key wall on the inside. Gonna do it on the next segment as well. And I think I'm gonna add the retaining wall in along the rest of this track as well. Yeah, just up to the bridge there. Kind of protects it from the upper level a little bit more, I think. That gives us a train station connection. Let's go ahead and give this a little entrance road. And possibly another bus hub next to this as well. Akin to what we've got going on over here by the community college. Which actually has 182 passengers waiting now. Isn't that very exciting? Oh yes, everyone. Wonderful. These are really quiet when we made them, but I guess now there's more residents here. There's more calls for the lines. Look at this. Massive yoga class going on at the running track. Of course. Yeah. Kokomo residents do love their yoga. Never football though, despite the fact they built a pitch, just endless yoga, non-stop. And some press-ups. Anyway, wonderful. Cool. Yeah, so something akin to that, right? I think it's going to make a lot of sense near the train station. So let's go for a rectangle brush. And then we'll grab this height, and then from the front of that, let's just push it up. And then we'll feed a one-way road. Not really bothered about whole zoning here. If we place any buildings, we'll likely plot them. And then I'm also going to do a little curve here. Just in to those junctions so they can turn around there. And then that train station now just gives us the road to start stitching all these frames together. Again, because these are all perfectly aligned. And the internal grids will be as well. Which will be a big hand because we will zone some stuff in here. So let's just map out some road structure here to flow over the arterial frames. So a slight change of plan here with the tram lines. Did plan to send them down here dual directional, but I think I'm going to use this bottom point of Eastern Saratoga to loop the tram around so it can hit the train station, carry on with the couplet, come into the town, and then come back up this way. So it does a big loop through this area, and then resumes its two-way network at the bridge as we come into the eastern part of town here. So to do that, we're going to add one-lane tram roads here, which will look really sweet. And we could also have an internal running loop since that left turn is also provided there, but we might not end up using that. Let's bring the trams off the couplet system here onto the grid, and then that can join the couplet system again. This way we can have this really kind of transit-focused network coming through. That connection's not going to be needed because I'm reversing it now. And I suppose... yeah, I could send it through there, but I'll have to change the roundabout design though. Yeah, we could do that one. I can place my own details on this little section that was a bit bare for what I wanted, but this design will be nice. Now let's draw our pathways up to the tram stop. And then we'll have that here. And there's loads of plaza and detailing work to have around here, right? And then in terms of the tram stops, we'll put these in... let's see, we'll carry on around here. Stop in a couple of times on the waterfront. Same as it passes through Main Street. Sweet. So our trams can follow the buses, stopping a little less often. And then they'll diverge off here to hit the train station, which will also get the trains flowing as well today. And this is now the central to Eastern Saratoga. We'll make this tram green. And we can also finally turn on the tram depot that we placed quite a few episodes ago now. I'd say no vehicles, but that should change now. Here they come. Isn't that special? There's trams. So we'll see if this makes a difference to the traffic through Saratoga. Again, it does tend to ebb and flow, but I'm happy with it, I think. And then next up for the trains, let's also get these flowing. So we'll do passenger. We got a train connection over here. You'll stop in Saratoga on this line, again eventually connecting with a downtown train that'll run from here. And then head to your outside connection. And now we can turn this on. Which does actually throw us into a negative per hour, turning the train station on. But the zoning taxpayers will pay for this today. But that'll start bringing people in via the outside connections. which again will hopefully alleviate the traffic. So in terms of the back of the station here, I think we can have quite a lot of fun with some different ideas. We'll worry about how that connects in a second. But the point is that we have this retaining wall here. I might take some jigging and poking to get it to behave. And I want all the nodes of this pathway to sit at a uniform height. Let's go for this one. And that can connect in with the surrounding road network. Meanwhile, we have a little covered pedestrian bridge to cross over the station. Final heights to be adjusted, but I think it'd be a nice connection for them to get over. The pillars have actually lined up pretty much perfectly there. And then we can begin a nice elaborate path design that emanates out of the train station up toward the main street, where we can start to include definitely some signature buildings, things like the Sunshine Hotel. I'm going to get some fast food restaurants off of Paradox Mods as well. Definitely had a lot of comments saying we should have more of the old fast food chains in. And then this path can just cut through the suburb. As the low density here, it begins to envelop it, so let's get those little roads in this side too. And then I think certainly some palm landscaping is warranted. I need to start moving away from the dry texture palette as well, because this is Florida after all. So we'll start playing with some of the lush grass painter through here as well. Start bringing some more water into the city, wetlands, etc. And some little rocks through here as well. There's a bit more interest as this elevated pedestrian pathway passes over the train station here. And again, I think in terms of height, definitely no taller than that Sunshine Hotel anywhere here. Don't want this place to be taller than the towers over in central Saratoga there. So we'll make that our height limit here. But I'm going to go to Paradox Mods, grab a bunch of fast food restaurants. So let's bring in some of our new buildings. So on Paradox Mods, I just searched for fast food and grabbed a bunch of them. Got a Taco Bell, a Whole Foods Market, which is a really nice corner asset. I'll definitely love to have this on the corner here, rotated 45 degrees. Of course, we give it its own parking configuration. But this junction's already so important looking, isn't it? So I think that'll be a really nice compliment in it. I am possibly on the verge of getting addicted to custom assets, but we'll cross that bridge if it gets too much. Let's also have lots of these in and around the station as well. I think just down the main road, right? Let's do a Taco Bell here. Never had a Taco Bell myself. In fact, as part of this episode, if you see your favourite restaurant here, I'd like to know what your order is down in the comments. So if you're a Mackey's lover, you know what you're getting from Mackey's. If you enjoy sitting on the toilet all night, what you're getting from Taco Bell. Let me know in the comments what your favourite ones are. But a big collection of them here, right? Big, almost like retail park vibes. And then we also have a Raising Cane's, which I don't think we have in the UK yet, especially not up north. But I believe the sauce is very good, okay? So we'll have this here. Let's actually start bringing in some population too while we're building. A lot of this can be zoned up as ye old faithful southwest. Do something more impressive with these larger spaces. So we'll start putting some car parks here. Now, I believe for the parking simulation perspective, which we are still in the green for, I do need to start doing a bit more plopping of car parks because I'm doing too much road one, which I'm actually not sure. In CS2's parking simulation, are these roads actually counted as parking, or is it purely a visual thing? And we can start to form up with the old grid. And that's going to let us generate that residential sprawl up into the arterial now, which will make sure is well stocked with walking pathways today, so people can get onto that tram network. I did mention buses as well, didn't I, which we'll bring in. I'm also just going to remove the zoning off of that road there so it grows on the small road. Because I'm creating more of a, again, another sort of town centre design here around the train station, I'm happy for some more of the medium density buildings to come in. We'll get some row homes growing. And we'll do these 3 deep facing into the hotel block here. And then also on the corporate system here as well. quite a lot of medium density here, but again, taste for medium density. I'm not looking to recruit major towers into the district here. A little bit of a death care warning as well. I mean, alongside not enough customer demands, I think these are more in the plopped buildings, aren't they? I'm getting these warnings. Yeah, the level 4s and 5s. Is that the correlation? Actually, level 5, level 5, level 5, yeah. Yeah, so it's all the level 5 stuff, is it? I guess that's, just a symptom from plopping, isn't it? And why you probably should lean into plopping level 1 buildings. But it's okay. We'll eventually overcome it with more medium density. Let's bring some apartments into it. Definitely interested in possibly entertaining some more Mediterranean vibes like we had over in central Saratoga. I think we'll go for that. We'll have some nice corner buildings. And then we'll actually save room for an alleyway there in between some of these blocks. That way they can get off the corporate system a little bit sooner if they want to. And I think I can possibly fuse the Eastern European stuff. Some of it is really themed to the point where you can only really use it in an Eastern European build. But some of the apartments are a little bit more generic looking. But I don't think I want them next to the hotel there though. We'll move these up off the main street and put them this side. Let's get some street parking in behind here. But we still have soaring residential demands in here, so I'm going to carry on filling out the sprawl so we can begin to collect some office and commercial demands back. This road here, we'll create this bridge now while we're expanding territories. You can come, yeah, intersect with that national road as well, actually. Perfect. And there's no need for a traffic light out here though just yet. Let's turn that off. Also do a bit of traffic light admin. We don't need it on every connection here, so we'll remove those. But yeah, more southwestern sprawl in here. Sweet, so that gives us some more people coming in here. I'm going to let these guys move in. There we go, got a little bit of office demand spiking as well now. So we'll satisfy that. I wouldn't mind some Office Evolution, the OE pack. Might be a little bit biased in that regard. What's that? Let's bring in a block of this. I don't really think I've tried zoning this one before, so we'll see how it behaves here on the front. And definitely more medium density residential by the train station here. So let's continue our search. Yeah, something from the French pack there. Mediterranean heritage and French, giving us a nice vibe. It's actually mixed use, which I'm happy about. I don't really have the commercial demand for mixed use right now, although that has filled in almost immediately. Oh, let's also not forget to connect our Whole Foods market as well. Come in the sides of the building here. I can go straight up. And then we can have an awful lot of detailing from here as usual. It's CS2 surfaces. And I think I probably have some more little frontage commercial lots here. We've got office demanding, so I'll follow the simulation. Yeah, I think just a regular base game office will work fine here. And then that surface can blend in so we can do some nice Whole Foods delivery market detailing. At the back, lots of organic produce, etc. So just something to sit behind our major commercial buildings. And there's a really nice mural here as well, actually, on the side of the market. Whole Foods Market, nourishing our community. Isn't that sweet? And we're about to see how the corporate system stands up to all this moving in traffic, actually. There's a lot of new sims on the way, given that wonderful sprawl. Look at that. All those single family homes, a sea of them. Tram stops are performing as well. Let's head up to the centre of town. Oh yes, look at that. Hello people. Fantastic. We love that. No, that's already very busy. Yeah, and people are gathering at the train station. Now, eventually that distance will be serviced by a single train stop, because we'll have this train station here running up this direction through that train line that's coming through town here. So I think that should quieten down the trams once the train line is in. I mean, I could put it in today. I can't really afford 2 train stations though. We're right on the threshold of making money. It's those new taxpayers hitting the tax system, isn't it? Yeah, I can't really afford a second train station today. Or maybe we can with enough people. That Office Evolution building's perfect. I love the clock tower on that. And I love the old, slightly European looking facade of that one as well. Yeah, perfect. We'll keep both of those in. I think certainly the opposite side of these medium density buildings deserves some of the nice parks. Let's explore our large parks. The merry-go-round carousel is actually snapping with the elevated bridge there. Yes, please. That works so nicely, actually. And that'll work wonderfully with also connecting it in with the rest of the green belt as well. There we go. And yeah, let's go down to the tram line as well. And we've got no path connections on this side, do we? No, just the one. More parks. Let's get the Parkside Cafe in from Bridges and Ports here. That will fit quite nicely. We are encroaching a little bit of the terrain here, though. Let's nudge that down a touch. And let's get some surfaces down here as well, so we're not all staring at this vanilla grass. Again, we'll go for some lush. I mentioned I want to move away from the dry palette, but I'm still going to use my dry palette here. Just not as intensely, just some scuffed ground around the parks. Even more parks. Let's have the Colour Plaza up here. It's got a nice wall on it, this one, that might fit with the terrain quite nicely. There's an outdoor gym passing over the tracks, but I think I'm just going to better bulldoze that off, you know. It's either that or just pull the tram line over slightly. And what we could even do there, just to be even more eccentric, is grab a right-sided retaining key. Maybe all the way out the park? No, just as it passes the building. Yeah, sweet. And then we'll just pull that node back so it makes sense there. We've got a fantastic opportunity for one of our custom decals here, or surfaces, which I don't really get the chance to use that often. I tend to go for official asset stuff. This one's quite nice. This is, I think, a German Plaza's pack texture. The Kokomo mod set is down below if you want the textures that are in my mod collection here. Let's get a taxi stand in here as well. We might even need another taxi depot here. Yeah, let's do 1, 2 and 3 taxi stands. And a collection of our favourite plaza props just to sit behind those taxi stands. Just a little something like that. And then I think I'll also have a little tasteful low park fence. Maybe some hedging's the right call here. Moving some of this cute little brick wall. Just marks the start of this little park edge here, if you like. Yeah, we'll keep that running around the whole perimeter, I think. So we can have so much fun just forming the front of train stations, can't we? Here comes the tram, look at that. Hello people, that's such a busy tram. I really like that. Very nice. They're even walking on a little key road as well. Great stuff. Taking selfies by the tram line, I think. Dead end. Are you sure about that? What on earth are you talking about, dead ends? Have I accidentally reversed a road here? Is that the taxi stands causing that? Oh, it is. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Can we only have them certain sides? We'll be happy with that one there. Okay, maybe because it's changing the segment, it doesn't like so many of them so close together on a one-way road. If I did one there. Yeah, it doesn't like them that side, does it? Okay, I'm sure that's just a configuration with the one-way road. That's causing that to happen. It likes it on that side. Yeah, very weird. First time in nearly 1,000 hours I've had that error happen. Maybe Anarchy being on also. Being a little bit mischievous as well. That's great stuff. I'm really happy with this little town vista that's developing now. How's our elevated pathway doing? Yeah, a few choosing to use it. I'm not sure if it takes away from the fanciness of the French station a little bit. I think I'm on board with it. I don't think a different type of bridge would be appropriate other than the covered one for crossing the rails like that. But look at all these people, everyone. Isn't this so much fun? Taxis turning up here to hang out as well. Yeah, that's what I wanted to check, wasn't it? Taxi availability, how are we doing? All vehicles have been dispatched. We don't have the room for another upgrade. So possibly time for a new taxi depot. Yeah, I think we'll do a small one for this side of town. And we'll just do the small taxi depot building. Let me get it right on the edge here, because I think we can have quite a lot of fun detailing this building by the train tracks with some expanded taxi props and stuff. Yeah, we'll bring a small two-way alley down. I can just set there. Bring that over, and then can I use node controller to shift our red friend over a little bit? And then we can drag the surfaces and the fencing out here, and maybe even include a little bit of industrial detailing facing into the train line here when demand spikes. Well, we'll see about that, I think. And then with more office demand coming in, let's face this into the train plaza, so we'll remove zoning from the couplet system this side. There we go. And then this might look a little bit weird here. I'm wary of going too tall, but I'll see what happens with it. And then we can detail out the back of them, indeed. Maybe saving room for another service building here. We don't have fire service this side of the highway. They're suffering from ground pollution now. You're too close to the unique factory, aren't you? Okay. Alright, we'll fix that. But to the point, yeah, this side of the highway doesn't have fire stuff. I suppose this fire station isn't too far, is it? It should be okay. But either way, I think we're ready for a detailing time lapse. Just want to finish off all these little spaces that I've developed around our various build ideas today. There's more detailing to do around the fast food. I'll bring some official assets in and amongst these custom stuff as well. But I do have to say that the presence of an official real-world brand does an awful lot for the immersion, doesn't it? Especially looking down the street here as well to Eastern Saratoga with the couplet system. Like seeing the Whole Foods market there. Just great, isn't it? And yeah, we'll come back and check out the trams as well. I did also talk about buses, which I'll do. I'm just going to use another bus station here. Do I like those buildings there? Absolutely not. No. Bad idea, everyone. Don't do that. I don't mind that one on the corner. You can stay. Do you look a bit sort of municipal themed, don't you? Like you might be housing a local committee, if you like, you know. It's quite a nice corner building with that little dome it's got on top of it too. So, yeah, but then lower density immediately. They were all way too tall. Yeah, so I'll just set up another bus up here. Pretty much like we've done over here. I'll just find another bus building to throw in. Just so we have this network of buses that can leave across the immediate sort of regional area. And we've got a spare stop here as well, so we could feed a bus connection that links northern Saratoga to east. I don't think there's one going that direction at the minute, is there? No, so it'd be a route down this way. Transit lines are starting to stack and get quite elaborate now, aren't they? Awful lot of fun. But either way, grab yourself some snacks and we'll be right back with Saratoga detailing time-lapse. Alright guys, let's have a look around the new centre of Eastern Saratoga, shall we? So the Margrid frames are in full flow now. Lots of asymmetrical road action getting tons of use. Mixed use on the way in. We had some noise pollution complaints here, so we deleted one of the distribution buildings. Just left a bit of an open yard where it was, which helped the problems. There's pedestrian crossings on the two sides of the major junction that we've developed today. And removed the ability to cross. It was causing quite a bit of traffic with how many people were walking here, so now they can take the elevated pathways. Another one here, the widest one, which just happened to fit the couplet perfectly. Parking roads and detailing around the Whole Foods market. Really kind of bordering off this area as a bit of a commercial sector. Really happy with how it turned out. Parking roads around it, loads of parking here by our fast food restaurants, and some zoning sitting in very nicely with the custom assets as well, right? Down the main street. Over here, chucked in some of the Dutch apartments just to keep satisfying medium density demand. We're currently up to 21,000. And I've also changed my tax rates as well if you're interested in copying them. We're making 20 grand an hour now, nearly back to $1 million. So 14 to 16% on the residential, and then 12, 14, and 11 for the other stuff. Dropped in one of the supply chain uniques that we unlocked, the Interior Design Studio, which is actually giving us some industrial efficiency buffs, extra profit, and entertainment. Really love the unique building that sets in very nicely with Office Evolution, I think. There's a bit of a older school town centre here. With lots of different buildings. There's French in here, Northeast row homes, Dutch row homes, Southwest. Office Evolution, obviously there's a whole different mix of assets going on in this square. And I really like how it turned out. I always love these, that the front of a train station is so important, isn't it? And I really love this Eastern train station over here. There is 6 passengers waiting on the trains, but there's a lot of people waiting for the trams over here. Possibly to the point of actually needing more now. We'll hang around and wait for a tram to turn up in the meantime. Also enjoying some of the pedestrian walking action, people taking this elevation. Back across again, the wonders of Anarchy allowing us to be so much more creative. And with what we can do with the cut and fill features with this retaining wall pathway along the back. And that is hooked in, of course. But yeah, really nice sort of layer transition here. Between sort of central Saratoga and the eastern part of it, right? It's almost like the boundary, isn't it? With the path, the rail line, obviously. Going this way as well. We will wait for a tram. They are stuck in traffic. I have noticed this happening. It does get a little bit busy around here sometimes. It's kind of similar story with the rest of the city's arterial roads, really. And they can really ebb and flow in their traffic flow, if you'll enjoy the pun. It's where perhaps some longer distance, heavier transit will be our solution to that when the second train station exists, and also metro alongside it eventually as well, but we'll need to build a metro yard before we can actually start using them. Which might not be a build too far off in the distance, because before the grid gets any bigger, I really want to make sure I'm factoring that overground metro into the plan of it as well. So maybe next episode we might do the metro yard. We'll see. Either way, let's watch a tram unload here. Here it comes. And tremendously exciting. So really love the tram park frontage at the front of the train station here. Of course, lots of detailing to enjoy. Down here, I've saved this space. We'll probably fill this little area on a live stream when industrial demand spikes. We've actually had a little bit now. But I think some more local non-pollutive industry, just manufacturing, warehouses, CNC shops, maybe a few scrap yards and stuff that can sit out facing the rail, which the taxi depot is almost a bit of a precursor to that eventual thing. The riverfront itself, I've only drawn the pathway down here, so you can walk all the way up to central Saratoga if you like. Which is a theme I'd like to keep going. I'd like to make sure you can essentially walk along this entire coastline if you wanted to. Maybe lots of cycling infrastructure as well as we get into the downtown in that regard. Yeah, so that's going to continue down, and this riverfront here will be a whole separate area. I'm not sure what I'm going to put here yet. I feel like it deserves to be something quite special given the fact we've got National Highway right here as well. So yeah, let me know some ideas of how you think both sides of the river should develop here. Because it's housing fairly important networks, so I feel it should house a fairly important build as well. So let me know on that front down in the comments below. Also pedestrian pathway here. Linking people back to, but there's not a lot of traffic over here just yet. Beyond that, more northwest mixed use joins the frontage around the train station. Before we come up back to those commercial districts, made a little custom playground here behind the residential. Again, well-trodden pathway markings up to the gazebo. Using some of the actual log benches as a bit of a boundary for the playground. Various collection of playground props in here. And then the zoning kicks up in the blocks back up to the detailed couplet system here. With those palm linings. And even did some fusing and placements just to fill the gaps on the bend with the row homes. Which gives us this really nice cohesive residential front. Again, a mix of all the different styles. There's Dutch in there as well. Northeast in some places. So again, the row homes proving really nice to blend together all the different styles. So happy with that. Beyond the sprawl, there's another park in the centre with the first American football pitch. The city currently actually has more actual football pitches by the community college than it does American football. So we'll try to remedy that by bringing some of it in. And then an expanded park along here again, functional park assets. Urban pocket park and square parks. With hilly playgrounds, basketball courts, just a bit of a recreational centre in the suburb. We also unlocked a couple more unit buildings from the leisure venues pack, so we've got Pinfall Palace down the main road. The trams are coming down, we'll watch our tram stop and see if anyone's using it here. Success, yes it is. Row homes border the arterial road, with more texture detailing through here, deleting the fence off the skate park. With lots of entertainment parking available down here. Cycling parking also available in abundance. There's also more of it tucked in behind the Pinfall Palace here too. So they can cycle to the entertainments on the arterial road. There's some prop detailing at the front of a current vacant mixed-use building, but once we get a little spike in commercial, that'll get a business in there. All this is zoned southwest mixed-use stuff. Classic behind building detailing available with a bit of chain link fencing and some extended surfaces, right? Some vehicle props in there as well. And then this comes down with an apartment building here. And then the Sunset Brewery and the Cinevista Uniques, both from leisure venues, as two very important sort of corner arterial entertainments. It's the only building I've placed this right side of the arterial. The lakefront and these surrounding roads, probably down to the river, will be their own separate development away from the, I guess, town and real suburban core of Eastern Saratoga over here. And then also just move the hedge-lined fence over here. So we kind of have these really nice breaks in the fence where it looks like you can walk through. And it's resulted in just a really nice, flowing, cohesive town centre. And even checking it out from, let's say, you know, the community college, you can just see those little peaks, can't you? You can see that green dome tower over here, the hotel behind it, and then all the medium density that just surrounds it. And we're seeing that across the city, you know, we can see it over, we can probably get a better sense of this actually from the lumberyard. So, you know, you've got the central Saratoga district over there, which is the current highest density, tallest point of the city. And then all the action around the community college with the big box store you can see here as well. And then now with those new towers over in Eastern Saratoga, which will look very cool down that couplet road. That's a great view, isn't it? Those two towers, my word, that's so nice. That's the first time I'm seeing that perspective. Accidental sight lineage, everyone. Is the tagline of today's episode. That looks so nice. I'm so happy with that. My word. Just those two towers have really made the build today, haven't they? I've also gone around and placed post boxes for the first time And our mail rate is actually quite badly in the red, so we probably need to address that as well going forward, which might be a nice service to partner with that eventual Metro build. And we'll grab, oh, we already have it, oh no, it's there, isn't it? Now let's grab subways, and we'll just briefly chat together about the location. The subway does come with a couple of compact yards, significantly smaller than the rail yard. But yeah, I'm not sure where we're going to put this. It's going to have to be somewhere, probably industrial. So yeah, you guys let me know from this perspective where you would like to see the Metro yard build. Maybe this side of the interchange, so then we can feed it into the Metro lines out this way. Somewhere around here might look quite cool. I think, you know, if we align it sort of this side right by the highway could be a good spot for it. And then stick some wider post-processing with that as well, I think. But very happy with today's build, and indeed I hope you have enjoyed it and managed to find some inspiration. But otherwise, I'll shut up and leave it there. And an enormous shout out to the YouTube members and patrons that bankroll these videos. If you want to get involved in that, links down below to Instant Gaming and Patreon are available. And welcome to all the new people from the Project Zomboid Noobs Guide. We've had like nearly 1,500 new subscribers in the last week or so since the Project Zomboid videos launched. So thank you so much for all the support on that. Check it out if you haven't already. The playlist will be linked at the end of the video after the cinematics, which you should definitely hang around to enjoy. Otherwise, I'll shut up and leave it there. Let's thank you all so much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.